So I'm Leen from Palestine, but I'm a PhD student in the University of Perugia in Italy. And we are working on olive cultivation in different agricultural systems, such as super high density olive orchards and organic agriculture. These are done by a collaboration with the University of Napoli and in Italy. So we are working on biostimulants because it's a recent technology. Since it was like a fertilizer and pesticide, but up to now it have the regulations. So it's not a fertilizers because it's not give a source of nutrient to the plant. The biostimulants, it anticipate the growth of olive leaves by increasing the increasing the metabolism inside the tree. So here is the how the markets are shifted from 2016 to 2021. We saw that there is an increase of the market. This is because of the world demand for increasing also the production for more sustainable agricultural system. We could see here is the field of super high density olive orchards grown in 2017. This is, we apply a biostimulant for that. And we saw that in 2020, we have the production now, and we studied the effect of these biostimulants in different fruit characteristics and the oil. I want to mention that in super high density olive orchards, we use around 12 different olive cultivar from Spain, Greece, and even in Italy, and we need to anticipate its growth in order to encourage the farmers to establish a new olive orchard. So biostimulants also reduce the excessive use of chemical fertilizer. We know that most of the farmers are using a lot of chemical fertilizer. They apply it on the soil, then it arrives to the surface water, then to the subsoil, then to the groundwater, and it is very dangerous for the countries who depend on the groundwater, such as my country in Palestine, because we are dependent just in the groundwater. So if we use a biostimulant, these biostimulants will increase the nutrient availability for the plant uptake. So we don't need to add more fertilizer, and we know that the fertilizer are very expensive. So the farmer will reduce the expense that it's used for the chemical fertilizers, and we will obtain a good and healthy and environmentally protection. Biostimulants also increase the plant resistance against abiotic stress. So most of the world's region are faced for climate change. Let's give an example as a biotic stress like the drought. If the plant face the drought, then the ethylene production, the ethylene hormone will be increased. These hormones are responsible for the plant abscission and the shoots and leaf, then at the end it will die. But if we use a biostimulant, it will increase the resistance of this plant against this abiotic stress. So it reduces the negative effect by reduce the amount of methylene, and then increase the other hormone, which is responsible for synthesis of amino acids and protein. So in case of Italy, the use of biostimulants are very important because in 2015, there was Xylella fastidiosa. We know that the Italian lost a lot of the leads, millions of hectares because of that. It's such as emergency, and these diseases are transferred to other Mediterranean region. So we are trying to encourage the farmer to establish a new olive orchard with a good tolerance variety to this bacteria. Moreover, we are trying to test this biostimulant on the fruit production. So in that way, we are reduce the gap of production in the past and also now. So we are work on using biostimulant, which is based on protein hydrolysate, and we are compared with the control. The control in that way is the use of urea, because most of the farmers are use urea, and even inside the nursery. So by using biostimulant, we saw that the stem diameter increased compared to the control. And this is very important for the vegetation growth of the olive. We see also that the photosynthesis ratio increase. Since the photosynthesis increase, it means that the assimilated production will be increased, the metabolism reaction inside the plant. Then at the end of this experiment, we make a destructive measurement for all of the potted tree, for all of that treatment, and we saw that the biomass when we use a biostimulant was higher compared to the one when we use a control. In terms of increase the leaves, the shoots, and the stem, but in the roots, it was not that much significance. Here is the photo. You can see that there is a difference between the trees when we apply the biostimulant compared to the control. It's have more branches, more leaves, and it means that this biostimulant increase and anticipate the growth of young olive trees. We also studied this biostimulant on the field, on the young olive orchard, and we saw that the biostimulant increased the trunk cross-section area with 20% compared to the control during the season. And we also studied the effects of this biostimulant on the fruit production. We saw that there is a little bit increase in the yield, but it's not that much significant. So we're trying to do more research on that, since the work on biostimulants in olive, it was the first, so we don't have a lot of references. But in fact, the biostimulant, it affects also the production in general. And we know that the biostimulant, and in other studies, in other different plants, it increases also the characteristics and the production of some of fruits. Also, we studied the effects of these biostimulants, and we are comparing it with a control based on olive oil characteristics. We take the fresh way, the pigmentation index, the water and oil content, and we saw that there is a slightly increase, but it's not that much significance also. As a conclusion, we conclude that it's a very important, and there is a possibilities to use biostimulants in olive, and we know that olive take a long time inside the nursery, so the worker inside or the owner of the nursery, they can reduce the time where the olive stay, and they go fastly towards sell it as commercially. We also apply it on the young olive tree. We saw it's possible also to apply it on the adult tree, since there is increase in the photosynthesis rate, in the trunk diameter, which is stimulates and anticipates the olive growth. And thank you very much for your I hope it was clear, and I accept any question.